Good morning, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next part of Sustainable Business and Circular Economy series. Today, focusing on smart cities and smart mobility. This online, as you probably know, this online event is brought to you by Nordic Chamber of Commerce in Czech Republic, Association of Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises and Crafts, and Confederation of Industry of Czech Republic, in collaboration with embassies of Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Finland, and Iceland here in Prague. Welcome again. My name is Wojciech Koval. I worked for Czech Radio, focusing mainly on science, technologies, and sustainability. And today I'm going to be your host through this online event. We're going to be talking about smart cities, smart mobility. When we talk about mobility, we're probably can say that we are already living at the brink of an electric era, and it is not a big surprise. Nordic countries are playing a lead role here. As you probably know, Norway became the first country in the world to sell more electric cars than petrol, hybrid, and diesel engines put together last year. Sweden also followed the path. They installed a bonus-malus scheme, subsidy for low emissions vehicles, while placing, on the other hand, extra fees on the purchase of petrol and diesel vehicles with some conditions. So the Nordic world is moving to sustainable mobility, and I'm glad we can see some changes already, even here in Czech Republic. But for sure, we have a lot to learn from Nordic countries. I remember my first visit to Oslo and Stockholm, for example, about like 5 or 6 years ago, and I was amazed like how many EVs and hybrid cars were already on the streets in Oslo and in Stockholm, and it was a really like good sign for me that this change is happening, and right now we can see more and more of these cars here in Czech Republic, especially in Prague. So yeah, the change is coming, and we're going to talk a lot about that. Of course, the electromobility is probably not the only way to go, especially in case of public transport and long hauls, which is also a topic of today's speeches. Yeah, I'm really glad we, even here in Czech Republic, we already realized that the smart mobility is sustainable mobility. This is also something I experienced in Norway specifically, because I visited Oslo Innovation Week for 2 years in a row, and you can see this let's say push for sustainability there, not only in mobility, but yeah, also in other areas. Of course, like changing these kinds of mobility, the way we move, brings some issues we need to face. We need to think of bigger charging infrastructure and new business models. And today we're going to talk about a few good examples of both of that, both charging infrastructure, both new business models here and in Nordic countries. So not to be too long at the beginning, please let me invite two special guests we have today here to open this event, and starting with Mr. Geir Bekkevold, Chargé d'Affaires of Embassy of Norway here in Prague. Mr. Bekkevold, this online stage is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Koval. Dobré ráno. Good morning, everyone. First of all, let me extend a warm thanks to the Nordic Chamber of Commerce for organizing this series of online conferences. The UN Sustainable Development Goals are one of the cornerstones in our struggle to stop global warming, and they are strongly supported by the Norwegian government. The issue today, smart cities and smart mobility, is especially important because transportation is the main source of emissions. Norway has for a number of years taken very practical measures to support green mobility. Electrical vehicles have been exempted from purchase and VAT. City authorities have offered incentives such as free parking in the city centers, use of bus and taxi lanes, and not least toll-free, avoid toll fees. Close cooperation with business, as the topic is today, have actively developed smart infrastructure, charging stations, etc., to charge the electric vehicles. As a result, the number, as you mentioned, Mr. Kowal, the number of electric vehicles has during the last decade skyrocketed to almost 500,000, representing some 13% of all vehicles. This, and it's rising very quickly, this figure. Last year, Norway, as you mentioned, became the first country in the world where the sales of electric vehicles has overtaken fossil fuel cars. Our capital, Oslo, has set the goal of becoming zero-emission city. The ambitions are all private cars on Oslo's road to be emission-free in 2030, and all public transport already in 2028. We see also that Czech buses, electrical buses, are in use, such as in Bergen. All our Nordic neighbors have launched a very wide range of successful smart mobility projects. But our experience in Norway is clear, showing one thing. To ensure a substantial growth in green mobility, we need a strong political will. We need commercially viable projects, and we need, not least, active support and engagement from the end users. Therefore, I am very happy that today's seminar will be opened by Mr. Åsmund Møll Tringstad of Meshcraft. Thanks to high-tech companies like Meshcraft, we have made mobility in Norway smarter, helping us to come closer to reach the UN goals. And also would like to add that Skoda is represented here today, and I'm pleased to confirm that our embassy also go electrical with the new Skoda Enyaq soon. So once more, I will give a thanks to the Nordic Chamber of Commerce and especially to Lea Tutsarova for organizing this event. And we are very much looking into the results and following the conference with great interest. And I can also tell you that the last conference organized was also followed by authorities in Oslo on this, and we are spreading the information also up to the Nordic, the Norwegian environment. So, but again, the policies have been stable. That means it's been the same throughout the years. So the incentives have not changed during the period. It's been the same, and it means that the customers and the marketplace knows the key role. So it's been there for 10, 15 years. So then the changes are now happening, and the whole system so it works together. So I wish you a very good conference today, and I'm following it as close as I can. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you, Mr. Bekkevold. I hope these Enyaqs for Norwegian embassy will be covered in Norwegian flag to recognize them easily on the streets. Thank you for your opening speech, and now I will give the words to Vice President of Nordic Chamber of Commerce, Ms. Dagmar Hlavačová.
Thank you, Wojciech. Good morning to everyone. Thank you, Mr. Bekkevold, for a nice intro. I'm very happy. Let me welcome you, first of all, in the name of all our members and the Nordic Chamber. I'm very happy to have the Norwegian Embassy supporting us today with this topic, with the third topic on our sustainable conference cycle. Cities and mobility, something which is very important. As you maybe wrote in my LinkedIn post, 70% of the population of the planet will in 2050 live in the cities, which makes cities the biggest CO2 production plant, let's say, in a negative sense. Mobility is a huge part of cities, and to be sustainable on that is our only chance. The Nordic countries are great in that. Cities, smart cities and smart mobility are connected very tightly together. So I'm happy that we have been able to organize this conference today, especially on this topic, and give it a space. I'm very happy to have all these great companies as contributors, because one of the things is to reach whatever we want to reach in 2030, 2050, to safeguard our planet and our life, is to learn from each other, to share best practice. Those who already run forward and have gained know-how to share it with the others, and etc. And we as Nordic Chamber we have the ambition to be the platform for sharing best know-how, for sharing building networks, etc. And I hope this will help, because calling for the state is not enough, even though in Norway it works quite well. We all need to do something, and I hope we can contribute to this. And last but not least, sustainability in all extents is a great business case. So I'm happy if that all of you share with us. If we generate some good business and some sustainable future for all of us by these conferences, I will be more than happy for all our chamber. Thank you, and have a great conference.
Thank you, Dagmar. Thank you for the other opening speech. Now, please let me move to the main part of this online event. So we move to his first speaker. Before we invite our first guest to this virtual stage, let me just say that you can ask some questions. This presentation will take about 15 minutes. Then there will be a Q&A section where you can contribute by Slido. You should see the link under your YouTube stream. So don't hesitate to ask our guests whatever you find interesting. And now moving to the first guest that we have today, which is Åsmund Moll Frengstad from Meshcraft, Norwegian company. We're going to talk about charging from a Norwegian perspective, but it will be interesting. I've seen the presentation before, and Åsmund is going to talk about why is changing fuel so much more than just changing fuel. And that's really interesting thought. So Åsmund, if you're ready, go for it.
Thank you very much. I guess you can see my screen.
Yeah, we can.
Yes. So hi, I'm Åsmund Moll Frengstad, the founder of Meshcraft, a Norwegian technology provider for e-mobility. So first, short about the company. So we were established in 2013 while I was still studying. We're about 7 employees, and we are fully certified for the open standard of communication between chargers and a back office system, meaning that we can actually talk to any chargers out there and know that it's working. We are already operating in about 5 countries, and we're growing with approximately 200% each year. If we take that down to numbers, that means we are already operating about 7,500 charge points in Norway. We have 20,000 active users on our mobile application every month, and we support about 40 different types of chargers. And we like to say that we already saved the planet for about 6 million kilograms of CO2 each year. We have this product in the market, which allows owners of charging stations to actually communicate and do business with EV drivers, as well as communicating and do business with the power grid and power companies. So it's a cloud-based system, which basically allows anyone to control the charging stations, decide how much money they would like to have for the charging, and of course have a charging app for the end user. So we like to say that a turnkey solution for e-mobility needs to function for all the different stakeholders. So you have big companies like charge point operators, which would be like a gasoline station or somebody who wants to do business on charging, as well as the people actually owning a building which the chargers are attached to. In Norway, we see the biggest market is in the apartment buildings and the municipalities, because that's where people live and people work. And we need to have a system that actually connects all of these together. So for us, a way of ensuring e-mobility to go forward is operation excellence, and it needs to be customer centric, because changing from from a fuel-based car to electric car is a huge step, even though it got 4 wheels. It needs to be scalable. It needs to think about energy, because energy is the same as pollution or less pollution, and it needs to be flexible to actually function in all the different types of markets that is going into. So going to Norway, you see 4 graphs here. In 2010, there was about 1,000 EVs in Norway. So we started the revolution back in 1990s with the Norwegian pop band a-ha and an NGO called Bellona that really tried to fight for EVs, and they made sure that it was toll-free to drive on the road, but nothing really happened. But in about 2013, 2014, there was a lot of new vehicles coming ahead, and you can see that more people started to buy the EVs, and we got really good incentives. So last year, we almost reached 500,000 electric vehicles in Norway. That includes the hybrids. And already this year, we have surpassed 500,000 EVs, most thanks to the new cars coming. And we are all looking forward to when Skoda is actually delivering lots of cars. I wanted one myself, but couldn't get one before September, so I ended up with a Volkswagen instead. But you see that there's a massive growth, and most people are using the EV as their main car, which for 4 or 5 years ago, people wouldn't think and dream of doing. That means from 2016, there was about 3.6% electric cars of the whole car fleet in Norway. Now we've surpassed 12.69, and over 50, almost 55% of all new cars is a pure battery electric car in Norway when people are buying, which is amazing. So what is the main issue with electric cars? I like to say from an EV driver, what is my main concerns? And I like to divide this into two. Before EV became the main type of car in Norway, all people buying electric car was afraid of range anxiety. How far can I go with my electric vehicles? The fires from electric vehicles, is that dangerous? And is there enough fast chargers I can go to and charge? And how is the queue system working? And of course, back in those days, we also had another problem. How is the physical connector between the car and the charging station? Will it fit my car? These was things that was diminishing the value of EVs and prohibiting the new owners to actually acquire a car. Within the last years, now the battery has become so good, so you can go 400 or 500 kilometers on one charge. And we have proven that there's more fires from a diesel or gasoline car than it's from a battery electric car. So people are not that afraid. And the more electric vehicles coming along, the more charging station it is. But we still have a queue system, but I will come back to why that's not a problem. And of course, the industry has decided to go forward with a standardization on the actual connector. So every new car in Norway now has the same AC adapter and the same DC adapter, which makes it so much easier to do, so that people are not afraid to go electric, because it's like a gas or gasoline or diesel filling station. They both fit. So, but what is the main concern for the EV drivers today? So today we are more afraid of actually getting to a charging station that can deliver the energy than how far we can go. This can easily be solved by having smart infrastructure that can communicate. So then it's all about getting the right data to the right users. And there are lots of good stuff happening there. Many providers do so-called roaming, which allows different charging networks to get the information about the charger, so that the EV driver knows that it's an available charging station that will deliver the charging I need when I get there. The next concern, this might be a very Norwegian perspective, but most Norwegians are very, very keen on going to their cabin and back without having to stop for fuel. I think that is a hilarious way of looking at it, because they usually stop to buy wine or food on the way to the cabin anyway. But this is the modern way, or the new way of looking at range anxiety. They want to have a hassle-free trip, and then stop having to stop for charging is for some a bigger hassle than it has to be, even though most electric vehicles, new ones today, could probably charge half the car in about 10 to 15 minutes. The next one is, can an electric vehicle pull a trailer? In Scandinavia, a lot of people have trailers, and we love them, and we want to take them out everywhere. So this is one of the main questions new users, new EV drivers have when they are about to acquire an EV. And many of the new EVs can pull trailers, not necessarily really big ones, but enough to fit most people's needs. And then the super hard question, what charger do I need at home? Meaning, am I allowed to just charge with a normal household socket, or do I need to buy a new equipment? I would strongly suggest to buy equipment, but this is up to a national regulation. But to make sure that we have a good system, having a digital interface would be very swell. So that leaves us to the big change of actually going into electric vehicles. So instead of going to a destination to get energy, an EV driver would charge where they are, and the car stands still for almost 23 hours a day, is usually either at home or at work. And you have a household socket usually at home, but we suggest getting a proper charging station. And most people started to think that EVs was a secondary car, but in Norway now we see that most people owning an EV use it as their primary car, and it's great to commute with. So you see, going back and forth to Oslo every day, there is a lot of EVs. EVs have more space usually inside than a gasoline car, especially the ones that is designed for being an electric vehicle, like the new Skoda. And of course, people are very concerned about the quality of vehicles. And with the new generation of EVs, we see that the quality match or surpasses their petrol brothers, and that means a lot of more people would like to buy one. One of the greatest problems is everybody wants charging speed, but no one wants to pay for it. A supercharger costs a lot of money, just not buying the hardware, but also to install it and upgrade the grid. And that comes back to why smart charging and grid capacity is so important. Having infrastructure that is able to adjust the load at certain times means we can have a larger amount of charging stations without having to increase the capacity of the grid, which costs a lot of money, and also reduces the cost of charging for the EV drivers, because charging when the electricity is cheap because it's a lot of extra capacity means that they don't have to pay a lot of money to charge the car. And usually this matches up with when they're home or at work and when the prices is low. I'll show you here as an example. This is a normal Norwegian home. On the top, you will see the graph of how it's done without being smart. Everything above the blue line costs a lot of money. But with doing it smart, having infrastructure that understands something, then we can divide the amount of energy they need of the whole day, and then we can reduce the peaks and ensure that we have good quality energy at the time when you need it without the high cost, which we show down here. And this here is just to show you how it's done at home. On the top is a normal Norwegian household with a normal Norwegian charging. and at the bottom, it's a normal Norwegian home with normal Norwegian charging divided throughout the day. If you surpass the yellow line, you use more than 80% of the capacity of the grid, which can result in failure. If you surpass the red line, things go south and your power goes out. So what we do is helping each individual charging station optimize within these boundaries to ensure the quality is there and the cost is low, so they can earn some money when they sell out charging to EVs that's not there. So I would like to thank you for the opportunity to talk to you, and if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer. Thanks.
Thank you, Åsmund. It was really interesting to see the concerns of Norwegian EV users. For example, the traveling back and forth to a cabin without need to charging. That's very interesting. I'm actually half Norwegian in that way, because I'm borrowing my first EV today, and I need to go to my cabin in mountains. So hopefully I will get back and forth. But let me ask a question which came up through Slido. And I hope I didn't miss it within your presentation. But what does your app exactly offer to the end user, to me as a driver?
So the app we have created is app can do navigation, can do payment, can do access management, history. So you can all the things you would need as an EV driver, knowing in real time how much you're charging, how much you have charged, where can I find the chargers I can use with this app, how do I get there, how much did I charge last month, or if you like, from December to April, and you can get all this information. So you have all the history there.
Yeah, because like for me, I would add some other concern to your list. Because for me, right now I'm thinking about buying an EV or a hybrid car, and I'm basically counting money if it's like sustainable or economically sustainable for me. And the biggest concern for me is exactly that, like how much is it going to cost me when I am going to charge at home? Because when you charge on some public charging station, you can see that you can see how much you've spent.
So for us, it would not be a problem to show you how much it costs at home, but unfortunately, I don't know your electricity price yet, so it's hard for me to tell you how. But based on the numbers you will get from us, and you can also put in your cost in the dashboard, you will get this number out straight away, so it's easy for you to have control. So if energy is cost less than petrol, I would assume in Czechia it also will be cheaper to own and operate an EV in the longer run.
Yeah, the other question is like basically cooperation, like within the third part or third apps like yours and the automotive companies. Like what do you think is the future? Because like for me as a user, I for example don't use even the built-in navigation in cars, because I have my phone with me all the time, and I think at least I don't need the the built-in app or the built-in navigation in the car. How is it going to be with these apps, with these, let's say, charging apps? Is it going to be like on our mobile phones? Is it going to be one day built in the cars?
Yeah, so that is a very good question. I like to say that people should stick to what they're good at. So Tesla is very good at software. Skoda and Volkswagen is very good at building cars. But with Google Play and Apple Play, it's possible to add these apps into the car's infotainment system in a larger way. But there is also a standard coming where the car itself communicates with the charger, so we can identify the unique charger. So lots of these things would be better, but you should ask the car producers when they will start using an open source navigation system, and then we might be able to give them more information. So this would work more in the way you like.
Thank you for that. Okay, Osman, thank you for your presentation. Thank you for your time. It was very interesting.
Thank you for having me.
And now we move to another speaker. We have Ilkka Koisti here from Virta, a Finnish company. And we're going to talk again about charging, but now more from a business point of view. Like, is it profitable? That's the question Ilkka Koisti will answer. So, Ilkka, if you're ready, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Koval. Yes, very nice to be in this webinar. And I will start sharing my screen and let's go. And I think you should see my screen.
Yes, we do.
All right, great. So Virta is a Finnish company, a software house, a little bit like a Messcraft, but maybe a little bit now further ahead in the road. But yes, I will tell you what is our mission. Actually, our mission is sustainability, definitely, and to solve the climate change by bringing electric mobility, the businesses, people's everyday life, and to the energy systems. We believe that by doing this, we can change the world a little bit cleaner. We will not take care of all the emissions, but we will take a big part of that. And that's our mission. And we have been doing that right now about 7 years, almost 8 years, and doing that globally, focusing on the European market right now, but now getting more and more towards an Asian market as well. And some numbers behind the company. At the moment, we are controlling more than 34,000 sockets in charging environment. And we have approximately 270,000 registered active EV drivers all over Europe. Most of them are in Europe. We are also, if you look about 12 months back from this last April, we have been having about 4 million plus charging station, let's say charging activities on our chargers. And there's one big fundamental thing. We don't own the chargers. The customers of ours are owning the chargers. We are giving them tools to control them. And these chargers, which we are connected to our back office, is basically a public chargers, but also home and office and hotel locations. So we have a whole different type of variety of the chargers connected. And what is very important as well, 12 months back, about 51 gigawatt hours of energy has been going through from our system towards the electric vehicles. And that is a lot of energy, I can tell that. And basically every day, easy number, about 70,000 liters of fossil fuel is saved every day because of the charging events what we are controlling. It's a lot of barrels of oil as well. And that is the thing what makes our work worthwhile, of course. But then we come actually very important topic, how this sustainability activity can also be business. Because if it's not a business, it will not spread like we want that to be spread. So we want to accelerate that more and more charging stations, more and more for electric vehicles are available for the consumers and fleets and business-to-business customers. And if we can show numbers that this is actually a business as well, it will accelerate faster and faster and faster. And we, of course, now there's a lot of subsidizing all over Europe, for example, ongoing, but at the end, it will not last forever. We need to make this as business as well for everyone. We can't just put tax money and support all the activities as we are doing right now for long. So that's why it's important that we find the business models that charge point owner, service provider, electric vehicle owner, electricity producer, everyone is taking care and taking business as well. Otherwise, without that, it's not going to be a business. Here's some countries where we are active, the yellow ones. And expanding the countries, as I mentioned, we look for the Asia right now, and how could we change also the sustainability activities there towards more business as well. And the thing what we actually do a little bit different is that we are providing this service as a service. What it means in practice, that we are not only selling a software back office to control the charging stations. We are selling also the service to also control, take the billing and invoicing activities, so that the charge point owner don't need to hire their own people to do the work. They can get it as a service from us. And this is actually accelerating most of our customers' time to market a lot. So they want to get the business up and running as soon as possible without the necessity of recruit their own people to take care of the customer center activities, installation activities, operational activities on those chargers. So we would give them a service that with Virta platform and the services on top of that, they will avoid time-consuming organizational changes. They will actually also get a lot of knowledge, because we have been doing this now 7-8 years, how to control, how to pick up the quality chargers, how to pick up the ones, the communication between the back office and the chargers, how to make them more reliable. And I will reason that for you soon, why it should be very reliable as well. So we do it as a service and not only as a software, but it's also including a lot of labor from our side to control those chargers on the network and the customer centers. Now, is it a business or not? If you look about, there's 3 different countries, and in here, in the upper part, it's EV market share. So what is the market share of electric vehicles which can be charged on that country? That tells you right away that now we talk about DC, so fast charging. How many DC charging average events per month, per 1 month? And this is collected from last quarter 2020 and 3 months, and then how much it would be an average per month. How many transactions, how many charging events per charging station per socket has been there in 1 month. And of course, it's natural when the amount of electric vehicles is growing, the number of events is also getting higher per month. But what is very interesting here, if you look about the DC average kilowatt hours, so how much energy customers has been charging per month, is actually staying quite stable. So they are not filling their batteries on those vehicles like from 0 to 100. They are filling about approximately 20-30% of the battery on average. So it's not like that they are coming there with a 0 or 1 or 2% left on the electric vehicle battery. They are coming there when they have more, and they're leaving before the battery is full. So they are quite quick stops. It's basically on less than 30 minutes. And more you get electric vehicles, so more the people are used to drive electric vehicles, the time is actually getting shorter. And then, is it a business? An average revenue per charging event, we talk about 4 to 6 euros. And how much the one charging socket basically is turning in the revenue during 1 month. It's of course depending on how much events you have in the charger. But this shows you that when you have very low penetration of electric vehicles, of course, the socket earnings per month, it's not drastically big. But when the number of, let's say, EVs is reaching, let's say, 15% in the market, it starts to be quite interesting business as well. If you think about the investment for, let's say, 50 kilowatt DC charger, approximately 20,000 to 25,000 euros each, and then some installation work on top of that, the return of investment can be quite short if you have a good location. And on the coming slide, I will actually prove you as well that what is the most critical thing when you are thinking where to install those chargers and what kind of quality you should have on those chargers as well. And there's also different business, let's say, pricing models, not the business model. So the customers are in the public chargers. They can charge per kilowatt hour charge. They can charge how long the duration of the charging event has been, or the combination. And we are seeing more and more this number 3, so combination of these charging events. So you are basically charging for the kilowatt hours, but you also have a time component. Because our customers, they have realized that if the cars are staying there, let's say long, their cars are not charging that efficiently anymore. So it's basically waste of time a little bit that they are occupying the charger. So that's why they put a time component. Example, after half an hour, you will start paying also on top of the kilowatt hour charge, the time component, because then you would like to get a new, fresh, let's say, EV there to start charging in the vehicle. So there are ways to accelerate the business. And of course, the main driver is still that you have enough electric vehicles in the market in the country. Now, in this slide, you will actually, I would compare in country C, which looks already quite good, but I would show one of the chargers in another country, which is making a big difference on this, let's say, revenue stream perspective. The country is okay, there's a pretty high electric vehicle penetration. And there's a lot of events in the one charger, 444 during the month. But what is substantial is also that the average revenue per event is much higher if you compare this one. It's doubled. And of course, it means in practice that your annual revenue and monthly revenue will also be doubled. The only reason when you look about why the average DC revenue is getting higher is actually the customers are staying a little bit longer on this charger, but it's also very high power charger. So the revenue per kilowatt hour is fairly good, but the customers are actually staying there a little bit longer. And the reason why the customers are there for a longer time is that they have some extra services on that spot. And that is making the customers stay a little bit longer in the charging station and paying for that time as well. And then the revenue per DC charging socket is getting quite high per event. And that's why whenever customers are thinking that, okay, where should I put these chargers? You should always think that it's not only a charger that people are coming there or EV drivers are coming there. If you have an extra services next to it, it will actually boost your earnings from socket. And of course, you will also get extra earnings from those extra services, what you are offering for the EV drivers. So it's a combination of the business model that is making the revenues. In this specific charger, when the revenues are already 66,000 per year, actually they are getting approximately 35,000 euros add-on services per socket as well. So it's beyond 100,000 euros what that one charger is generating revenues when you calculate the extra services, food and beverages and shopping, plus the actual DC charging event. So if you would not have that DC charger over there, you would not also get the 35,000 euros service fees. So it's very critical you think about a little bit beyond. It's not only charging, but it's also the extra services which are making the profit.
Okay, Ilkka, we have like last 2 minutes if I can ask you to.
And very briefly, and these charges utilization is 21%. And if you raise that to the 40%, you will get even higher revenues plus the extra services. So the summary, Location, location, location. Think about where you put your chargers and try to think that it's not only charging service what is attracting the customers. There must be something else, and it will make much better business case. Don't choose the bad quality hardware, because when the system is down, you lose revenues and you risk your brand. And of course, high power chargers are now very attractive. And as I mentioned, add-on sales, it's making substantial additional revenue on those locations. So it can be, and it will be, and it is already business in certain countries where you have enough electric vehicles. And if you're starting from very low number, think about the additional services, what you can sell on those locations. That is, I think, the best what I can help in these times when you are starting to make the business with electric vehicle charging. Sorry, that was the Kowal, the fast strap.
That was perfect. Thank you very much for that. I have a quick question here from the audience. Like when somebody is thinking about getting a charger to their business, you've mentioned like where to place it, but you've talked about like which charger should you choose, which business model, what is basically the customers are paying for, either the kilowatts or minutes. Here in Czech Republic, the charging business is still in the very beginning. So maybe could you give a quick advice, like when somebody has any experiences with EVs, like what should they do? Who should they ask maybe?
Well, of course, we can help in Czech. We are there already in your beautiful country. But basically, I think it's a question that if you have afford to invest for the DC charger, it would probably be good if you have a good location. That would be perfect match. But if you have a, let's say, hotel or where the customer staying over the night, basically, or hours what they would stay, then the AC slow charging would also be probably good enough. Like 11 kilowatt or 22 kilowatt AC charging will give you customers that will stay a little bit longer. But if you have a like stop and go type of customers, like petrol stations or charging hubs, then the DC 50 kilowatt minimum, preferably, or more than 100 kilowatt charger would be perfect. And as Åsmund mentioned, the energy management is very critical in these locations. When you're getting higher number of chargers, you can't play with those high performance chargers without a smart energy management, what we are also doing. And we're actually adding there now stationary energy storages as well to those locations to avoid those high peaks, because the peaks are killing the business case as well.
Yeah. Thank you for that. We have another question from the audience, like basically what permits do you need to get or start a charger, public charger in my company, and how long does it take? I guess that changes like within the countries, like in Norway it's going to be different, but maybe could you maybe generally talk about what do you need to cover before you start your own public charging station?
Yeah, okay. Basically, you need to know how much energy you have available in that location. That's a first thing to ask. How much power I can have in my location. So that how much energy is available from the energy company on your location. And then, of course, are you trying to attract the customers to stay there longer or just stop and charge and go? So quick charging. So those are the things what you need to think about. And as well, normally, the delivery time of these chargers are, let's say, month to 2 months, depending on the type of charger. But in the 2 months, you can actually get systems up and running. If you have a charger already, the connect that to the back office like Virta, it takes half an hour. So that's very quick to do. But of course, if you have an empty location, you need to build everything from scratch. It normally takes 1 to 2 months to get also the permissions from the municipality, for example, that you can install a charger there.
Okay, thank you very much, Ilkka. Thank you for your presentation. Thank you for your answers and time, and good luck with the charging business.
Thank you very much.
And now I wanted to say we move to another topic, but basically we're staying within the same, because we're going to talk about chargers and future trends of charging. with Miroslav Kuželka from ABB. I think Miroslav was already ready. So if you're there and if you're ready, please come to the stage. Let me just remind you that we still have the Slido there. Some of you has already used that, so you can pose the questions, and I will ask them after all the presentations. So Miroslav, are we there? Are we ready for a presentation?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm fully ready. I hope that I will be succeed to present from my notebook. So I will
try.
Yeah. Can you see the picture?
Yeah, we can see that. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will tell you not all about charger and future trends today. Otherwise, we will spend here 2 days. But definitely, I will give you some short overview where we are now and where we are going. The global target is to achieve a zero-emission mobility. That's clear, but not clear how fast and by when. This is definitely country-wise. It depends on country. Different situation in Germany, different situation in France, different situation in Czech Republic. I will come to this. But first, who will talk to you today, and can we trust our statement, our vision, what we will share with you today? I hope so, because ABB is a global leader in e-mobility since 2010. So we are on the market more or less 11 years. And ABB vision is the e-mobility will grow on fast public charging infrastructure. The next is the very important, this ABB company strategy. Development, production, service, operation, that's all we will want to keep in our house. This is very good message for our customer. You can see the roadmap. 2010, we built and sold first 50 kilowatt DC charger, and people ask why? Why so big, so expensive equipment on the street? Do we need it? Is it very important? Why doing this in this way? And we said, therefore, because the difference between AC charging and DC charging is the charging time. Nobody will buy the car to spend 8 hours on the site. Time is money and time is life. So if you will offer suitable charging time, people will go and hunt for electric vehicles. Otherwise, it doesn't make a sense. And you can see the roadmap again. I will mention 2016, we started with the charging of e-buses, and 2018, we started with the charging first e-trucks. 2020, we came on the market with this AC charging. It should be a little bit funny, but it isn't. I will tell you later why. ABB DC fast charge installation. As I said, we are 11 years on the market. We have installation in 85 countries, more than 85 countries, and the installation base is currently more than 20,000 DC chargers worldwide. Of course, we have some partnership. The most visible partnership is Formula E. I am telling to my customer, you will buy the technology which passed hard Formula racing competition. You know, from the history, every high-tech technology came from military or competition racing, and that's why we are doing this. ABB is also a global R&D partner for automotive. This is the most important partnership. It's not marketing, but this is really partnership, because the car makers, which are doing the business, they are leaders of the business, they know that they will sell their cars only in case on the street will be the equipment which will be able to charge the car as fast as possible. Because as I said, when you will change or swap the cars from combustion engine to electric vehicles, if you have a similar, let's say, charging time, and you have the same range of the car, so the autonomy range in kilometers. This is the key for the e-mobility for the future, to be very close to combustion car condition. So now something about the charger future trends. As I said in the beginning, everybody was loving that ABB is going and pushing this DC technology, which is expensive, heavy, and very, very, let's say, complex technology. You can see 2010, first EV on the market was rely on 3.6 kilowatt onboard charger. And everybody was telling, okay, we are supplying EVs with very small onboard charger and it will be sufficient and everybody likes it, everybody buy it. And we said, we are not sure because nobody will wait 8 hours for charging. And you can see the development. The automotive sector completely moved from AC charging from 3 kilowatts up to 150 or 300 kilowatt charging on DC platform now. So this is clear answer that we was right with our vision. This is similar slide. You can see that 10 years ago was EV range 140 kilometers, charging average charging on the road 50 kilowatt. Now after 10 years, we have more than 400 kilometers EV range and something between 150 and 350 kilowatt charging power. This is the global data. So as I said, in some countries you have still 50 or 150, and in some countries you have already 350 kilowatt charging power. And charging power is related to the charging time. The target is to decrease the charging time as much as possible. So ABB is offering the complete portfolio for EVs. So from the small AC simply chargers 3 kilowatt up to really heavy vehicles charging, which are e-buses and e-trucks, and the charging power for these vehicles is about 600 kilowatt now, and maybe there will be even more in the future. As I said, the global target is clear, but the reality is country by country. You can see the playing cards for which is valid for each country, and some cards are global. We can basically change it from Czech Republic, and some cards are local. What is very important is the local power grid readiness. It means, do we have strong power grid to keep e-mobility in Czech Republic? I would say yes. I will come to this later. And the next very important arguments or the card is the state subsidies. If you can take money from the state or from some authority to buy the EV or to buy infrastructure. So as I said, this is country by country, and let's see what is the situation in Czech Republic and which kind of priorities will generate this, let's say, semaphore for Czech Republic. So as I said, charging times is related to the technology, EV range, also to the technology in terms of EVs. We cannot change it, but we have, as I said, very good grid. We have fast-growing, let's say, fast-growing charging network coverage, not sufficient, but fast-growing. We have subsidies for charging infrastructure. The operators can get money from the state. EV market price, yeah, this is globally bad. Yeah, this is still expensive, the EVs. But we have state subsidies for commercial fleets. Unfortunately, we don't have subsidies for private passenger car yet. And of course, very important is population mental approach to this green environment, how we will behave and how we want to behave in the future. So what will generate the traffic lights for Czech Republic? The candidate number one of e-mobility is public transport within the cities. So it means electric buses. I see it as a personally as a most growing e-mobility segment in Czech Republic. Maybe colleagues from Volvo and Škoda will tell more about it, so I will not spend so much time on this. But definitely you can see the arguments why in Czech Republic this kind of e-mobility will be fast growing and very, very perspective. We already see a lot of tenders within the Czech Republic, where is a big demand of transportation company to get this high and green technology in their fleets. Number two, commercial fleets in the cities. This is a little bit similar to electric buses, but there is the situation for e-buses. Why they are number one is it's public service paid from state, and which is not the case for all fleets like taxis, delivery services, city taxi, couriers. They unfortunately need to go for fully commercial business model, and there is a lot of question mark, but I believe that supporting state subsidies, they will find the right business model how to be successful on the market. Next is number three. This is private passenger car sector. As you remember, the playing cards, this is depending how people want to behave, how much money they want to invest in the car, and how much the state will offer to people to share the cost with them. This is still open. I think it's on good track, but I see the private passenger car sector really as a number three, and I think it's good, and I will explain why. Because we have, for Czech Republic, we have indeed very good scenario reflecting current distribution network. Because number one and number two, which means the electric buses and commercial fleets from the state or from the city, you have somehow under control. So you can define how many fleets, taxis, how many fleets, buses, etc. will be available within the city or within the state. Don't affect the grid simply, but you cannot manage this within scenario 3, which is private sector. You cannot tell you will buy Miroslav, you will buy the EV, and Jaroslav, you will not buy EV. Of course, you have no influence on this. And can you imagine if everybody will buy now EV? It will go to blackout regarding the grid. Of course, as I said, the grid in Czech Republic is, from our perspective, quite strong. Definitely, this grid can keep wave 1 for e-mobility Czech Republic, but in the future, it's good candidate to be improved and upgrade. But this kind of upgrade you will not do overnight. You will need, I don't know, 10, maybe 20 years to upgrade completely the network to be fully ready for 100% electromobility within the cities or within the capitals and state. So if you want to see more about ABB infrastructure and ABB solution, please click on this link when you will download my presentation, and you will see more information in a nice video, and I think it will be very helpful for you to see it. So this is end of my presentation. I will thank you for your time, and if you have any question, I hope I am ready to answer this.
Thank you very much for your presentation, and we have at least one question from the audience. Like, I really like it as a Formula One guy. Like, what knowledge can we basically take from e-Formula to, let's say, daily EV life? What technologies maybe we can use, or are there any which are already used, transferred from this sport segment to daily EV life?
Basically, we are using the same technology for this Formula competition, like for normal people in a civil life, simply. So we will develop the technology. We will prove it on this really hard racing and hard condition environment, and then we are sure that we have excellent equipment, and we will put it on the market. So if you will buy ABB, you will buy the best on the market simply.
Yeah, perfect. That's great news, actually. You've mentioned the traffic light here in Czech Republic, and you've talked about the public charging infrastructure, that it is sufficient right now, and I guess it's right. At least at big cities, it's much easier to find some public charging station than a few years ago. But is it gonna last? Like, isn't it sufficient just for the, let's say, current amount of EVs here in Czech Republic? Is it? Are there any space left to grow? Like when the number of EVs here in Czech Republic is going to grow, and hopefully it will. Like, will the infrastructure, let's say, keep the pace?
Yes, I understand the question. The answer is not so simple like the question, but for this moment, we have good coverage for the public charging places or this stuff. Definitely, it's growing. It's not easy to plan and build sophisticated public infrastructure. This is very similar to planning of mobile networks. You need simply build a reasonable coverage to allow people to charge or get a phone. This is very similar. And it will take a lot of money, and it will take a lot of time. Just for information, to get permission within the Prague for a charging site, it can take 2 years. So somebody complains that utility companies like ČEZ, PRE, and E.ON are slow. It's not true. They are very fast. But they have to follow some rules, some state rules, and they cannot build the charger, just buy the charger and build it everywhere. So you have to plan it. You have to plan it with reasonable outlook, because what you are planning now, you will use it 10 years ago in reality. So you have to plan it very carefully. It will cost a lot of money for utility companies and also for the European Union, for the state, and you need to go for very good prepared project. Otherwise, it will go to the hell simply. Yeah, so it's not easy, but I am sure that with the scenario I showed already, which is electric buses fleet, commercial fleets, and number 3, passenger cars, we have good infrastructure. And we will have even better infrastructure in the future. And the good message is that the Czech state and the European Union is ready to open the pocket and put the money on the table. This is very important.
Okay, thank you very much. You've got again to the public transport, and that's a great cue for our next guest. So Miroslav, thank you very much for your insight.
You're welcome. Thank you very much to all.
And now it's time for Pavel Kuch from Škoda Electric company. Pavel, are you ready? Can we start the presentation?
Yes. Hello, okay. Good morning, everybody.
Oh, so the stage is yours.
Yeah, thank you. So shall I share it, or you will share the presentation?
You should share it, please.
Okay. I will do. Okay, it seems that I could not share when the other participant is sharing. So, Miro, můžete to?
Miroslav, can you please stop sharing so we can move to the presentation?
Sorry, I will try.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I will meantime, I will remind you that you can still ask the questions through Slido. You have the link under the stream, so don't hesitate to post your questions there. So. Yes, and we have a Škoda presentation. So, Pavel, go on.
Yeah. So, good morning, everybody. My name is Pavel Kuch. I'm sales director of Škoda Electric. It's a part of the Škoda Group. So, I will start with some rough presentation of the group itself, of the background, explaining what does Škoda brand mean. And after it, I will jump to the key products for the sustainable mobility and, let's say, zero emission operation of the public transport. So, as you probably know, Škoda Group is a member of the complete investment group PPF, which operates, let's say, around the world. We are part of the business which is focused on the engineering, or let's say industry. Of course, a part of Škoda, there are another activities as telecommunications, banking, real estate, biotechnology, and so on. So we have very strong background, and of course, not only financial, but as well through the contacts, which helps even to support the growth of Škoda around the world. Short history and understanding what does Škoda branding means. So originally Škoda was founded in 1859 by the Emil Škoda, who was the founder, former employee of this machinery works in Pilsen. After it, there was registered originally this branding with this arrow in the middle. As well, this branding was used for the Škoda card, so not to confuse. The origin of the branding is the same, but after the acquisition of the Škoda Automotive by the Volkswagen Group, the branding was changed, and it's with this green arrow, not the blue one, and already this means two different companies. So we can see that even for the cars, the origin, as I mentioned, is coming from the same person, but it was divided, and now Škoda Transportation Group and Škoda Cars are completely different companies with different owners and clients. But of course, it helps us a lot to support our business cases around the world, as the cars are sales much more worldwide, and as well as because of the support of the Volkswagen Group. Generally, Škoda Transportation as a group is a traditional producer and supplier of the mainly electric solutions for the railway and public transport. So in the history, Škoda was the traditional manufacturer of the electric locomotives. As well, we increased our production for the metro cars. Another traditional product, which I will speak more about it, is our trolleybuses. And a part of this, the electric trains, low floor trams, electric buses, and so on. The first vehicle which I would like to present are the light rail vehicles, or we can call it streetcar or trams. The Škoda Group has a wide portfolio of such solutions. Of course, this is purely electric solution. It's for the cities, of course, operated on the rail. Škoda family of the tram cars, it's composed by the four main types of the products. Each of them has some special solutions according to the customer needs. Of course, trams are adapted according to the condition of each city. This means that, for example, there should be various motors on each bogie, various power of the motors. Even the motor solution should be done by either asynchronous traction motors, or even the traction motors with the permanent synchronous magnets, which is the newer solution, and supports the power of the bogie. So especially this is the solution which we used for the branch which we call 4City Alpha. These are the trams which you can see in Prague, where were delivered 250 pieces of such trams in the past. As well, this solution was delivered to Riga, to Latvia, and also in the past it was interested for the biggest railway producer, CRRC, which bought the license for this tram, and they are developing such solution only on the Chinese market. A part of the traditional production of the trams in Pilsen, which is the origin of Škoda, we have also a big factory, especially for the trams in Finland. So this is one of the reasons why I'm presenting such solutions and it's called Škoda Transtech. They are focused mainly on the solution more specialized for the Nordic systems. I will show you this one. This is the, for example, trams which were delivered to Helsinki or now are delivered to Tampere. From this solution as well, Škoda used the knowledge, and we were successful also with such a technical specification in other tenders around Europe. For example, in Mannheim area or Bonn. These are the newest projects in Germany for the trams. I think together it's more than 120 trams to be delivered. Another ones where we use the design or knowledge of the Nordic tram are the cities of Plzeň or Ostrava, where I think this year will be delivered the first new tram to Plzeň and probably next year to Ostrava. These two more details, and I don't know how familiar are you with the non-railway vehicles. One of the key products for Škoda and for Škoda Electric, which I'm representing, are the trolleybuses. Trolleybus, it's a unique solution. Maybe somebody could say that it's some kind of old-fashioned in comparison with the electric buses, but now we can say that there is some kind of a renaissance of the trolleybuses. There are many cities which, due to the let's say support of the zero emission mobility, they are also switching to the trolleybuses. We can see it, for example, in Prague, where just now in Prague are two open tenders for together almost 40 trolleybuses. And in other cities in Italy or France are again building the lines for trolleybuses and going in this direction. So even trolleybus, or Škoda produced their first trolleybus in 1936, but it passed through some development, and now especially the solution which is called partial trolleybus or trolleybus with in-motion charging allows the cities to partially operate the trolleybus as an electric bus and partially as a trolleybus on the wires, which should be some kind of disadvantage. On the other hand, especially trolleybuses has this advantage in comparison with the electric buses, that they should be charged in motion. It means that the operator should not spend, or it's not due to spend the time on some end station to be charged, but the trolleybus is charged on the infrastructure during in motion, and after it they shall go up to 50% of the line without the wires, purely on the batteries. So in some cases, now the trolleybuses are as well called electric buses with the possibility of dynamic charging on the line. In Škoda portfolio, we have various types of the trolleybuses, various lengths, starting from the traditional 12-meter long, 18-meter long, or, for example, double articulated 24-meter long. I think I should not go to the details about the exact specification. I will just only show you which are, for example, the cities where we delivered in the last 5-10 years the trolleybuses, and you can see it's around the world, starting, of course, traditional customers in Czech Republic, as well in Italy, Bologna, or there was as well Rome, Romania, Hungary, Riga in Latvia, or even Saint-Étienne or Limoges in France. One curious project was, but this is over, I think 12 years ago, was in the Boston, where Škoda was participating in the huge delivery of the trolleybuses for the local municipality. And as well in that city now, the trolleybuses are again renewed, and still they are supporting this technology. Only they are switching from the, let's say, wires to partial battery solution. Other brand or other group of the products which are a little bit new for Škoda now are the pure electric buses, where we would like to use our experience from a long time of developing trolleybuses. We call them new energy buses. At this moment, it's mainly focused on the purely battery buses, but also we are working on the development of the fuel cell bus. Škoda has such experience with the fuel cell bus because we made around 10 years ago first fuel cell or hydrogen bus in the Central and Eastern Europe for the testing purposes. it is still somehow in partial usage in Neratovice, close to Prague, in the Ujeveřeš facilities. Now, of course, we have a wide portfolio of the electric buses as well, long ones, short ones, and various types of the charging, which is somehow well known. Maybe Miroslav on behalf of ABB already presented their solution, which are common. I will focus on one special solution, which is, let's say, big specialty of Škoda, and which is called two-pole charging. This is a mix of e-bus and the trolleybus, because on this e-bus it's standard plug-in e-bus with onboard charger. It means and special pantograph. So it means that this e-bus should be charged from the existing network, either from trolleybuses or even trams. This is a big advantage for the customers which already has such infrastructure for the trams, for example, and they don't want to invest so much to the new fast charging or special charging infrastructure for the e-buses. So this e-bus, as it is equipped with an onboard charger, should be through the pantograph almost charged directly from the existing network. Of course, this is not in motion because it's electric bus. This is the unique disadvantage in comparison with the trolleybus, but it means only two wires apart from the existing substation, and this bus should operate. And of course, ideally should be used with some kind of opportunity charging, operate 100 kilometers after it to be charged for 1 hour, and again it should fulfill the daily circle. I will step back. Of course, for this kind of solution, Škoda scope of supply or Škoda support is the complete support of the preparation of the road. It means that, of course, we can do complete simulations and calculations, how many batteries, what type of charging, what type of energy supply, or what power of energy supply is necessary. This depends on the route profiles and lengths for the public transport. Apart of this, we can make a complete life cycle calculation, so the customer could compare, for example, the cost between various types of traction system or power supplies for the buses. I mean, between diesel, CNG, electric bus, or even hydrogen. So after it, they can see some kind of full overview how much will be the cost of each solution, including the investment costs for the buses themselves, infrastructure during, for example, 10 years. And they can decide what is the best solution. In present, as it is well known, all of the customers are pushed to the zero emission buses to be operating inside the city to fulfill the percentage of such solutions to receive the subsidies and so on. And they don't know, for example, which kind of solution they should take. So we could help them. And of course, as we have now the full portfolio in our group, so we can offer them the best solution.
Sorry, Pavel, we have a last minute, please. If you
okay, so I will end it very fastly. And apart of this, for the better comfort of the customers, what we can provide is the very high level remote vehicle diagnostic system, where the customers could see all the data in the real time. So it means the status of the battery, when it is necessary to be charged, or eventually some defaults on the vehicle. So I will go faster. Of course, a part of the vehicles itself, Škoda provides the complete maintenance spare part solution, even the full service for the customers which doesn't have their own facilities. So I think that's all. Thank you very much for the attention, and of course, feel free to ask me in case of any questions.
Thank you very much for your presentation. I have a question from the audience. Like you've mentioned that the cities are thinking about getting trolleybuses again. Are they the cities like that already have some experience with that they already have the wires, or are there some new cities like which need to build this infrastructure?
Exactly. There, of course, the cities which already have the infrastructure, they are increasing the number of their vehicles due to the subsidies and even due to the solution with this partial trolleybus with batteries. They could not build the extra infrastructure. They can increase the operation. Apart of that, there are the cities which, on one side, they are completely building the new infrastructure, including the vehicles, like the new development system, or mainly there are cities which are, let's say, turning back to the trolleybuses, because in the 70s, in the last century, there were a lot of cities which canceled the trolleybus operation around Europe in many countries because of the diesel lobby. But of course, now, due to the zero emission, let's say, support, they are turning back to the trolleybuses. This is the right example of Prague, for example. Because in Prague there used to be a trolleybus operation, it was cancelled, destroyed, and now they are turning back to it.
Yeah, you've mentioned also the hydrogen buses generally, or fuel cells buses. I've actually been to that one in Neratovice. It's quite funny but do you think it's going to be more and more usual here in Czech Republic? Because right now we're talking about opening public fuels, hydrogen fuel stations. Some parts of the republic are openly talking about using hydrogen as their main fuel.
Exactly. This as it is one how to say, one solution of the zero emission public transport. So of course it's supported, and it depends on the volumes. As there will be the infrastructure, of course, it should be increase the number of the buses. As it will be increased the number of the buses, the price of this special solution of the fuel cell system should be even lower. And as well, what shall be lower is the price for the hydrogen itself. Because now the price per 1 kilogram is around, let's say, 9 to 10 euros per kilogram. And according to, as I mentioned, this life cycle calculations, including the consumption, ideally the price shall be around 4 or 5 euro, and after it, it shall be comparable to even to diesel buses, which are much cheaper. But this shall be reached as there will be the infrastructure, and ideally the production of the hydrogen will be on site. For example, from some solar energies, like the spare energy will be used for the electrolysis, because the biggest part of the price of the hydrogen itself is in the transport.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for the answers, and good luck with the e-business.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Now we'll talk more about another very, I would say, important part of the mobility business, because it's well known that not only the personal mobility, like our cars, is important, or like growing because the public transport and the long haul transporting is playing a very, very important role in the development of the technologies, implementing them. This technology transfer from is then let's say making even the public transport, or sorry, the personal transport easier to get new technologies and implement them. And now we're going to talk about the long haul and distribution with Vladimír Myslík from Volvo Truck. So Vladimír, welcome, and if you're ready, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much. I believe that you can see my presentation.
Yes, we do.
Great. Thank you very much, first of all, for invitation on this event. It's a very nice opportunity to say a couple of words about the trucks. Then I would like to share some information about our products, and we can say that we are not so novice. We are quite long experience with the electric truck. You can see from 1995 we have some first concept truck, concept bus that make a sense with that, and during the years we introduce plenty of products. And I would like to mention that 2019 we introduce whole heavy duty and medium duty trucks. And 2022, you will see heavy duty trucks with the FH, FM, like our flagship in our brand. Definitely, this is a solution for now and for close future. Then well, how can we see that in future? Then green light curve, you can see we expecting it will be grow up quite fast, and we are a little bit surprised how fast is it, especially in Czech Republic. During half year, it's unbelievable demands from our customers and from the government and state and so on. Then we expected that this curve will be more steeper than you can see. And even more, we cannot forget to mention that we would like to be fossil free from 2050, but never forget that the diesel engine still be here, because there is some operation we need it. Then Czech Republic are quite good prepared for battery electric vehicles. Then we own 17 track centers because we have here 100% aftermarket. And to be expected that this year will be between 16-17 market share above 16 tons. It's representing almost 1,400 truck sold per year. And the infrastructure, when we are preparing in our track centers, especially we starting in Prague, because we already sold one electric truck, and we'll be ready, and we continue with the Hradec Králové and Pilsen, and we will build the stations for customers and for us in each track center very soon, I think so. And LNG as well is playing very important stuff for us, and because this is for long haul. Electric truck is not ready for long haul yet, but it will come very soon. Our prediction from Volvo side, we can say that you can see the up to 2025, we expected 43,000 units will be sold, and will be more than 15% of total market. And you can see that refuse truck, city distribution, interregional haul will play the main role here right now. For heavy construction and long haul, still we are expecting, and we are predicted will still on the LNG side or diesel side, when we are waiting for hydrogen right now. This is a product segmentation. As I mentioned before, then you can see that the refuse city regional distribution is definitely makes sense to have it on electric, because the range it's not so high and long. But others like long haul, heavy transport still be playing with the diesel, and other alternative fuel excluded electric. But it will come very soon. Volvo electric range, like that, we introduce whole range for Volvo. It's a big day for us, because almost nobody believed that we can manage so short time, but it's a reality right now. And I have chance to drive by myself one FE and FL electric truck, and I can say I wasn't so fan of the electric truck, but I immediately changed my mind when I have a chance to drive and I had a chance to learn a little bit more how can utilize the technology proper way, and immediately you will recognize that this is a good way for the future. Let me introduce small trucks, FLFE. This is between 16 up to 27 tons. And now you can see there is trucks who was sold, that we sold more than 100 trucks right now. 4x2, 6x2, special refuse truck, some boxes, cooling boxes, and so on. Then now we have quite nice experience with our trucks, drivers, owners, technicians, fleet managers, and we discuss almost every day, and we improve our technology. Thanks for our colleagues, what they said before, like our press speakers, and we are very nice cooperation with ABB in whole Europe, and especially in Czech Republic, that I believe that we will continue with that. What can we offer right now? We can offer FL 4x2, 16 tons. And you know that thanks to utilize alternative fuel, you can increase your gross combination weight up to 1 ton. Especially utilize for FE 6x2, there is 27 tons. It's perfect. And this autumn, it will come FE 4x2. And because this is a very high demand for our customers, they would like to have quite a stable truck with a gross combination weight 19 tons. Overview, I would like to show some a couple of information about a FE. That most important, you can see the batteries. You can choose 3, 4, 5, 6 batteries. It depends of your range, of your heavy, and what is compromised between energy consumption. Always. What's the most important? I think so. The all Traxxas or air suspension, front and rear. It's very nice. There is only 2-speed gearbox. This gearbox is a Volvo production, and we create a special software to working between electric motors and 2-speed gearbox. The same is for FE. It's a little heavier, but there is only 3 or 4 batteries. Maybe it's pop up with the question why for heavier truck we have only 3 or 4 batteries, because the standard wheelbase is only 3.9 meter. This is a main issue, that you cannot get more batteries through wheelbase than 3 or 4. Charging. I was really appreciate that guys in front of me say a couple of words about the charging. For the trucks, we can offer AC charging. There is a maximum 22 kilowatts, a type 2, or when Mr. Koželka mentioned before, DC charging, what is the future of charging all trucks, definitely, because the batteries have much more capacity. Then this is between 50 to 150 kilowatts. It's perfect. And for each truck, we will include the vehicle onboard charging. You can see the picture how it looks like, and maybe according to Wallbox. But in each truck, we put one special cable for emergency charging, we can say, for example. Halok stakes that you can see on the blue line. This is AC charger. Then if you are empty almost, and you have 200 kilowatt hours batteries, that it's take 11.5 hours. Then if you use DC charger, this is a one orange, light orange, that it takes only 4 hours. And if you utilize the stronger one, then it takes 1.25 hour. It's quite fast charging. And this is a solution for our customers right now. Big question about this truck is range, definitely. Now we are between 80 to 100 kilometers if you talk about FE, waste or recycling, because all bodybuilder is working with energy on the traction batteries. This is the main reason. But during a couple of months and year that we increase the capacity quite fast, and we keep the same weight of the batteries. And this is a solution. We expected that quite close future, we will increase our capacity and we will keep the same weight and height. And this is a solution for our truck right now, definitely. What you can see after the surface will be very important and very interesting, I believe, for you, that there is a 2 electric motors with 2-speed gearbox. It's up to you if you want to choose 1 or 2 motors. There is a traction battery, 600 volts. Then you can see the PTO, power takeoff, for the bodybuilders. And the brain of the truck is modular power box, who can transmit from 600 volts to 24. He's steering the charging and so on. This is the most important part of the truck. Cooling units and compressor. This is the common stuff for the trucks. One interesting thing is that it's totally quiet inside. Totally quiet. Only what you can hear is air compressor. Even more will be developed special for this electric truck for silent, but still you have chance to hear. If you order or if you offer the truck to our customers, definitely we need some electric range simulator, because we would like to know if they manage to drive this distance what they want. Then we can show these graphs, and we can talk about that, the range, how much kilowatts you will spend on the road, and if you need a charger during the driving or it's enough overnight. It depends. This is a nice question, and we can prepare the offer tailor-made for customers' needs. And this is a way of our working. Range, you can see if you are quite complicated truck, this is a button one with a quite complicated bodybuilder, then you can see that the range is around 100 to 200 kilometers, and consumption is 1.6 kilowatts per kilometer. But on the other hand, if you use FE with a 4x26 batteries, the range is almost 300 kilometers, and starting to make sense to utilize this truck for cities and regional driving. Heavy duty electric. This is the flagship, as I said before. You can see the heavy haulage truck, quite heavy, and this is prepared for 44 tons with a trailer, or it doesn't matter what your combination you utilize. Special for Scandinavian, probably you know that first deal with the DHL with the 25.25 combination, and it's worked quite well, we can say. You can order tractor or rigid, it's up to you. And what is the important for my side, that you are flexible energy content from 180 to 540 kilowatt hours. It depends what you need, what you expect from the truck. And there is 2 drive lines with a continuous power, because we have some peak power and they're continuously. Then 490, it's enough for 44 tons for a range around 300 kilometers. This is very nice range. Driveline and batteries on this heavy haulage, then again you can choose 2 or 3 engines and or motors we can call, and we have our gearbox. It's a 12 gears gearbox when we utilize high range mostly, and if you are driving in a city quite small speed, you can utilize low range as well. Then and on this green graph you can see when you use 2 or 4 batteries or 5 or 6 batteries. It depends what you expected the range, and what is the best for customer needs and demands. It is quite nice. Charging is a little bit different with the medium trucks. We are a little bit higher kilowatts on the same type, like AC charger wall box. Max is only 43 kilowatts, but we are focusing on DC charger. Then you can max 250 kilowatts. And what is important for us, it's output voltage. We would like to get between 650 up to 700 volts. Then we can have quite fast charging, and this is what we need. Not stay quite a long time somewhere to charging energy back to batteries. This is a time. What can you see? Then this is plus minus 10 hours from 0 capacity to 100%. But if you use DC charger, the time is getting shorter, much more. And if you have from 0 to 80, it's 1.5 hours. It's perfect. It's really nice solution right now. And if you are from 0 to 100, it's almost 2 hours. But really nothing special. That it's a safety break for the drivers. I mean, utilize this time for that. Now I prepare some small video. May I ask for moving forward? This is how can we play with this our trucks.
Volvo Trucks heavy-duty electric driveline delivers excellent drivability, low vibrations, and no emissions. It's available with up to 3 electrical motors and Volvo Trucks' renowned I-Shift transmission. The battery packs can produce a maximum of 540 kilowatt hours, ensuring a range of up to 300 kilometers. There are 2 standard ways of charging the vehicle, AC and DC charging. Using DC, you can fast charge the battery by up to 80% in just 70 minutes. To improve the overall efficiency of the driveline, excess energy is recovered when the vehicle brakes and used to recharge the batteries. The I-Shift gearbox has been updated with a completely new gear shifting strategy. To minimize gear changes, it will always start on the highest gear possible. In certain circumstances, such as heavy loads on uphill gradients, the I-Shift will automatically start the vehicle in a lower gear. Different drive modes are available to choose from, with each adapting the truck's performance to meet specific needs, whether that be power, comfort, or energy efficiency. This ensures a smooth and powerful driving experience every time.
Then you can see short video, how can we see our future and what is reality right now in the production line. It will come 2022 in the middle of the year, and then we can offer this type of trucks.
Yeah, Vladimir, unfortunately we're run out of time. Please,
all right.
Please, yeah.
Last slides, it's expectation, definitely. What can we see that improve the life, cities, less noise, clean air, less pollution. Definitely this is a benefits, but on the other hand, we need the government support. Without that, we have no chance to increase the number of trucks. Thank you very much for your attention. And I'm ready for your question if you have some.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for the presentation. You've talked about the long haul or long distance distribution, and we have a question about that. How it's gonna look like, basically, or what are we waiting for? Is it the question of bigger batteries, like the electric long distance distribution?
Yeah, definitely. This is a bottleneck with that, because we have no enough capacity in small place, and then we are waiting for better batteries. And second issue, we can see this is a charging station. There is no enough, and even more, there is in Czech Republic, there is any one for truck, unfortunately. But we are working on that, and the main issue is the capacity of batteries, definitely.
Yeah, I would maybe follow up a little bit. Like, is it actually necessary to have electric vehicles for these long distances? Isn't it enough to have some other low emission cars, like I don't know, CNG or whatever?
Yeah, definitely. This is our way that we say that makes sense for city regional driving, not for long haul. Then we don't expect it, and we utilize BEV truck, battery electric truck for long haul, because we are waiting for hydrogen, and there will be combination hydrogen with electric truck together, and then makes sense utilize this truck for long haul. But now we are focusing on the cities, for the distribution, refuse truck. That makes sense right now.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Good luck with your effort.
Thank you very much for invitation, and see you.
Yeah, thank you very much. And now we're gonna move a little bit back to the cities. Now we've talked about public transport, about long haul, but you know what's important, interesting for let's say regular people, or you know the people living in the cities, is electromobility in the cities, the smart cities, smart solutions, and we have a very honored guest, Milan Pulda from Renault Car, BMW. Sorry, it's not a BMW. That's a Czech habit to pronounce that. But Mr. Pulda will talk about electromobility as an emission-free urban lifestyle. So, Mr. Pulda, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much. Hopefully, you can hear me good, because I'm not in the office currently. We have a team building with our team, so this is a little bit improvisation from my side. Ladies and gentlemen, it's very nice that I have a chance to tell you something about the BMW solutions regarding electromobility. We will start, please, with a very short video. Thank you. That's it. And now the presentation. What was the short video about? You maybe are surprised what has to do the BMW Motorsport with emission-free moving. A lot of, because we know very well that at this moment.
Sorry, Mr. Pula, could you please share the presentation? You haven't shared the presentation.
Do you see it, please?
No, we don't.
No. Sorry. Is it better now?
Yeah. It's
okay. Sorry for this.
Okay.
All right. So I started to say something about motorsport BMW. Now this is the combustion engine, very powerful. Very soon will come full electric. So you had a chance to hear the noise of the electrical engine. Electrical engine, of course, it's quiet, so this is only the music. So what is the agenda for today? Production in general, cars, batteries, charging infrastructure, emission-free driving as a part of emission-free lifestyle. And what is next? So you see the electrical plant. It really exists. This is close to Dubai. And close to this plant is factory for aluminum. Because if we want to be emission-free, we have to produce batteries and especially metal parts of the car also in emission-free factories. So that's why BMW invested together with the local government to the production plant for aluminum. And this is powered by sun. Today's portfolio, we have battery vehicles, full battery vehicles. We have plug-in hybrids and mild hybrid. What is the difference? Battery electrical vehicle has only the battery, nothing else, and you can charge it. Plug-in hybrid has a combustion engine and electrical engine, and you can also charge the car. The mild hybrid, this is the integration of a small electrical engine together with combustion engine, and it helps during the acceleration of the engine. So you can get some safetiness of gasoline and also CO2. And you see all electrical cars the BMW produce at this moment or coming soon, let's say. Also the experimental car, which is powered by hydrogen, exists. This is a small, let's say, division of BMW, and this is only, let's say, an experimental at this moment. So we are on a wave of battery, standard battery, electrical engines, and waiting for the future. What you can find on our web pages, this is, let's say, a practical information. All dealers, and not only BMW dealers, are prepared for electromobility and have an offer of the cars, and also all questions. It means frequently asking questions are answered forward. It means that you can find all your questions on our websites. This way you could be able to understand more what it is, electromobility, how long you need to charge the battery, how is the range of the car, and so on. From our product range, only a short view, what is coming soon. This is i4, completely electrical car coming this year, or the end of this year, and you see that the range is to 600 kilometers. This is very good, and this range is extended, or was extended during last year rapidly. And when you look to the power, this is 530 horsepower. This is a very powerful car. And the next, you see this is a conception. It's called iX. This is so-called sport activity vehicle. something between X3 and X5 regarding the size of the car. Also, very long range, 600 kilometers and 500 horsepower. Simply, electrical engine, this is the best engine the people produced ever. You do not need any gearbox. The engine is enough, and you get the moment from 0 to 100% immediately. And this is the interior of the car. So, Mini. This is a part of BMW Group. This is completely city car. 3 doors, small, but very nice and very smart. And what we have, okay. And if you look to our i3, it was the first electrical car which BMW produced. And on a short view, what you can find on our web pages. Sorry. There is yes, virtual tour of the interior. So on our web pages, you can look inside of the car. And okay.
We see only the PowerPoint right now. But
sorry.
No problem.
Good, I will continue.
Yeah.
And now something about the batteries. The Neue Klasse, as the Germans say, this is the last type of the battery. And the challenges: solid state. This is very important. Energy density, production price, and the weight. This is these challenges we are faced, and we have to solve somehow. Next slide should be a short video. Please start it.
The success of electric mobility will be driven largely by the battery technology. The real challenge in the development is the underlying cell chemistry. Today's batteries are based on lithium-ion technology, composed of 2 electrodes: cathode, anode, and a porous separator. A liquid electrolyte allows the lithium-ion transfer and thus the flow of current. Battery cell manufacturers around the world are focusing on improvement of the lithium-ion battery. However, this potential is limited. In order to create even more powerful batteries in the future, the BMW Group is conducting high-intensity research on next-generation batteries, the all-solid-state battery. Instead of the liquid, a solid electrolyte is employed, an even safer option. In addition, the graphite or silicon containing anode is replaced by a lithium metal anode. This leads to a significant increase in energy density. A thin layer of lithium metal is employed as anode. During charging, metallic lithium is deposited on the anode and dissolved again during discharging. The clear advantages of this innovative technology enable BMW Group to take the next big step in the global rollout of electric mobility.
Okay, can you hear me, please?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I will continue in my presentation. So this small video, the short video was about the new type of the batteries. Batteries will help us to extend our range, and if they are not so heavy like now, also extension of the range, lowering of the price, and so on. So this is the main issue for us, and also for any other producers. Okay, now we have charging, home charging, public charging, and workplace charge. What does it mean? What you can have at home is a simple thing you see on the picture. This is a flexible fast charger. Okay, we are talking about some hours to feed your car. But you can improve your solution and you can have a wall box, mostly AC for the home capacity. Of course, you can have special chargers, the DC, powerful and so on. But this is designed for the homes and the houses. What we have else is a complete solution from our side. It means Berenka is able to arrange the installation of the wall box at your house. Of course, we cooperate with experts and everything was designed directly for BMW. So what I mean by this saying, I say that the situation regarding electromobility in Czech Republic is that the government does not support the electromobility by any subsidies, but currently the infrastructure exists and the car producers are ready to help user with installation of all necessities for a normal electro car driving. You can find the maps. You can have an application from all electricity suppliers, E.ON, ČEZ, doesn't matter. So they advise you, you can buy a program for charging and they advise you where to charge. And you can anyway do it yourself. BMW has an application which motivates drivers to use Unity chargers. These were made together with Mercedes as a net of the chargers, and when you collect the points, you can use the points in lifestyle shop, or you can even pay in advance some kilowatts through this application. Workplace charging, this is the same like I described before. And we have a short video, please.
Plug-in hybrid electric vehicles, in short PHEVs, contribute to zero-emission urban mobility. This is one of the main issues to improve the life quality for the citizens in more and more cities all over the world. But how can we enable our customers to benefit of the full potential of their vehicles? The answer is eDrive Zone and BMW Points. Two functions we are working on right now, and we will introduce to our BMW plug-in hybrids step by step starting in 2020. With the so-called geofencing technology, we define areas in which the car is traveling in the electric driving mode. When entering such an area, for example a zero-emission zone, the vehicle automatically switches to purely electric driving. No additional action is required by the driver. This way, we improve the air quality in the cities and help our customers to reduce their car's operational costs. A win-win situation for everyone. Furthermore, with the introduction of BMW Points, we will give our customers additional incentives for electric driving. In combination with the eDrive Zone function, BMW Points playfully supports our customers to increase their electric driving share. You collect points for all electrically driven distances. With in-app challenges, we encourage our customers to exploit the full potential of their electric drive. A typical challenge, for example, is to charge your car every morning, and doing so you earn additional points. And the best of all, for the points you redeem rewards. Typical redeems will include free charging packages from ChargeNow and perspectively packages from ChargeNow, ParkNow and the BMW Connected Store. In a nutshell, the new technologies help our customers to increase their electric driving share in a playful way and to improve the air quality in the cities.
Thank you for video. I think it very well explained. And I think a lot of my German colleagues will prepare. Now the end user understand how BMW work with the electromobility and work with the situation of pollution in the cities. And back to the first short sound of M. The M Motorsport is a part of BMW Group production, and it produces powerful cars now with combustion engine. And we are prepared for electromobility also. So my last very short video, please, which is very funny.
M is a type of car which goes in the blood of people.
There's a new world that's being created. We unleash some beast, but at the same time it's got precision.
When you are pressing the pedal of a M car, you suddenly have goosebumps all over your body. Something that produces a thrilling effect for you. It's something that shuts down your head, and it's a pure emotional feeling.
How can we give something which is more of an experience than they ever had with their petrol engine, and make it even more exciting and make it even more joyful to drive?
So the first thing that we did, it was to try to translate in sound what is the feeling of an explosion related to sound. So very soon we began to convert to some sort of sound texture which could at the same time express force, grandness, a fusion between strength, but also a flowing energy.
So I keep thinking, you know, we can go further with these sounds, because the sportiness, the whole philosophy behind the M cars, and I think behind the drivers that drive it, is that they're a little bit more ready for a bit of an experiment, for a little bit something new and something unusual.
Thank you very much. And my last slide, what is next? Okay, so we are talking about recyclable materials, sustainable supply chain. This is connected with the energy production, mobile intelligence. This is the brain of the electro cars. Also, intelligent building management. This is the target of BMW. Also for the dealers to have green buildings, customer-centric mobility, of course, and sustainable technologies. From my side, it's all at this moment. So if you have any question, I'm prepared.
Yes, thank you very much for the presentation and for the videos. We have a question from the audience. You basically mentioned at the very beginning the let's say types of different cars like EVs, hybrid cars, and whatsoever. The question is, why is it necessary to still have hybrid models right now, hybrid cars? Can't we just switch to full EVs already?
Not exactly, because technologically, if you are talking about the range of the car, has to be a certain combination of combustion and electric mobility. Because if you want to drive a longer distance, for example, to the mountains and so on, and the network of the chargers is not so very well prepared. So I would say a certain step how to go to the electromobility is the using of hybrids still. This is only this reason.
To get people used to using somehow electric cars, maybe not fully electric cars, but to get them in touch with the technology, basically.
For example, if we started a production with i3, there was a type called REX, which means range extended, and it was it was a hybrid, in fact. So it has a electrical engine, but for sure there was a small combustion engine. So if you get to a situation that no charger was close to you, so you were sure that you can continue in your drive. So it was on the beginning.
Yeah. You've within the presentation you had the slide with the often questions from your customers, like about EVs, about the power of the EVs and whatsoever. I just it got me thinking, like BMWs are the, let's say, maybe I wouldn't say luxurious cars, but the, let's say, higher end of the
It's
offer.
called premium segment. Yes, they are expensive, and you are right.
So I would expect that your customers would be, let's say, easier to persuade to switch to hybrids and to EVs. Is it right, or are they still hesitating?
I think our customers are the same customers of any other cars. They have the same questions. They have very similar attitude to the way of life. And our customers, they prefer powerful engines.
Yeah.
So I would say that it's quite difficult to explain them and to convince them that electromobility is any type of future.
So the way to persuade them is to offer them full service with the wall boxes, with these fast chargers and so on.
Yes.
I've mentioned it at the beginning. I'm gonna try in full EV for the first time, and I'm quite interested about like the home charging, because you've mentioned the wall boxes and so on. Is it actually? I'm sorry, this might be a stupid question, but is it really necessary to have my own wall box at home, and what are the advantages to have this kind of solution?
You do not need a wall box. It's enough when you have the flexible charger, the small box, also shown on one of my slides. But if you have a full electrical car, you should wait the whole night for the charging of the battery. If you have a wall box, you make the time shorter, because wall box is able to provide more power to your car for the charging. So the time is shorter, dramatically shorter. That's it. So you also, if you have it at home, you also need to buy a proper capacity from the electrical supplier, or you can combine it with the solar.
Solar panels at the roof.
Yes, solar panels on the roof.
Okay.
Maybe this is the best solution. If you have your solar panels and you charge your car, let's say free of charge, of course, you have some investment because you need to buy it and you need to install it. So I would say the name of my presentation was that electromobility is a certain way of life. It is, because you drive different car. The car has different behavior than the combustion engine. You need to charge it. You need to calculate where, if you go a long distance, where you will charge. The digital, let's say, applications will help you, and you have to switch a little bit the using of the car, and also if you want to be ecological enough, it's the best way that you have the solar panels on the roof and so on. So I wouldn't say that this is the electromobile is not a consumption thing or matter.
Yeah, but you need to change your lifestyle a little bit to think about it a little bit differently. Okay, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for the presentation.
Welcome. And if any questions from the audience, you can get a contact on me, and I will try to explain, and would be my pleasure to explain what you want.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Now we move on. We've talked a lot about mobility, electromobility specifically, but at the very beginning of the event, I've mentioned that we need to prepare for new business models for some smart solutions, as the name of the event tells us. And I just want to ask you a question, basically, like how often do you wash your car? Because, for example, me, I'm not the I see the spot on the color and I need to polish it guy. I'm living quite happily with my car covered in dust if necessary. And when I pass by some washing station or place to wash the car, and there's a long queue waiting for the washing machine or place, I'm not so worried about that, and I can wait for some other opportunity. But what if you don't? And more importantly, what if you don't have to wait? What if you do it in a smart way with some smart tool? And we have a good example of the smart tool with a Super Operator, which is smart washing app, if I call it right. And we have Helena Lindova here, who will explain what the Super Operator is about. So Helena, if you're ready, go on.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Helena Lindova, and I am here responsible for Czech Republic for company Super Operator. We are originally a Finnish company, so that's why we are kind of part of this this group. So I will start with the presentation. Okay. Is that visible okay?
We can see still the PowerPoint. You should switch to full screen, please.
Okay, yes. And okay, now it's okay.
Great. Yeah.
Okay, I would start with our slogan, which is digitalization is in our DNA. What does it mean? We start with okay, somehow some technical issue. Okay, here. We are the provider. How we do? Let's say we are the manufacturer of the hardware. We also develop the software and the application. So our solution is made out of 3 parts. We invented this solution in 2014, and the owner of the company said that, okay, I would like to somehow make the car wash modern and use it a modern way, because he didn't like how is the usual way when you have to go for some token or paper. And this was the hit for the digitalization itself. So we are the company who is digitalizing the car washes. We do it already some years, and we started in Finland and we spread to United States, and the 3rd country was Czech Republic. So we can now say that the technology is already proved, and very well. Now I have some issue with moving the presentation. Sorry for that. Okay, now let's say how it works. The older way of using car wash was that you have to go to the car wash. You have to usually at the oil station, gas station. You have to park the car somewhere, go to the cashier and buy the ticket. Then you have to enter the car again and go to the queue in front of the car wash. Then wait the queue, and then you can use your ticket and you can wash. We shortened the way. And now you only use your application, you go straight to the car wash, and by the application you start the wash and you pay. I would like to also explain how we work with other partners. So of course, we are not the one who is the owner of the car washes, but we digitalize car washes of our partners. Here in Czech Republic, we started with Benzina. So this is our big partner here in Czech Republic. And we are providing them the branded app. And this branded app can be provided to all our partners who has some network of car washes. Of course, what we do is that we also can rebrand or make the application for the third parties, which can be banks, insurance companies, leasing companies, or we can even integrate our application into some existing application. And what is the goal of the future is to be implemented in the car itself. So in a panel of the car, so that the driver don't need to use mobile anymore. So it will be, it's a future where we are heading. I hope we are heading there. So this table is a little bit complicated. I think I would like to explain a little bit how this works. This is what I already said. Here is the hardware. Then one crucial and key part of our system is the ALPR. It's the automatic license plate recognition system. So our application or the recognition is based on this ALPR cameras that are installed at the site. So when you come with your car, this camera recognizes your car license plate, and then it's already connected with the application, and then you can select your program and start the wash. Now I would ask for the video. Thank you. So this was just a very short video that all the system, all the process was shown very quickly, and it was rather more presentation of the luxury program of Benzina car wash, but you could see how quickly is the process. So you come to the car wash, then immediately your license plate is recognized and the application is telling you, please select your program and start the wash. And then the money are taken and you go to the car wash. We are not only digitalizing the car washes, but our solution is actually possible to install on any equipments, also the vending machines. So here is the board where it's shown what our solution or our platform is actually containing. So we are digitalizing rollovers. These are the normal car washes you see at Benzina Mall and MV sites. So you have to go in and then out. Then tunnel car washes. This is this car wash where you go to the you don't drive the car and the car wash drives itself in the tunnel. Then we also digitalize the jet washes. Then we can digitalize, for example, in Australia we have dog wash machines. And also there is one example in Prague where we connected already 4 devices in one app or in one site, which is the rollover car wash, jet wash car wash, vacuum cleaners, car mat cleaner. And if if the coffee machine would be enough close, then we would also digitalize or connect the coffee machine to get together. I will on the next future screen. There is this screen of the application, so you can see how it looks in the application itself. So what we provide to customers, there are 2 points of views. What is the customer journey, or what is the customer, like end customer, and then also what we provide for our partners. So when we digitalize a car wash, for example, Benzina can have many tools for them, and they can use it because they can communicate with customers through the application. So it's also the marketing channel. Of course, they can use the promotions, so they can use the discounted prices, which is, I think, the big advantage for them, because usually they can't, because how to communicate it. For example, today it's raining, then there is a 50% discount for some car wash programs. So this is thanks to the application now. And then also we can provide them reports and lot of information. Then what is also good and a novelty is that we provide also 24/7 hours customer care. So whenever there is some issue, your car is not recognized because the license plate is dirty, or it may be many issues, or customer doesn't know how to work with the application, then there is a customer care who is able to advise, and also they can let you to the car wash on the distance. So I would then come to the Czech Republic. What we are doing here. So as I already said, our main partner here is Benzina, Orlen. We started in 2016. Our second partner is MOL. And then we are also cooperating with DIBO, which is the network of jet wash sites. And we recently started also the cooperation with IMO tunnel car washes. So today we digitalize already 140 sites. So you can use your application and you can go wash to whole Republic or Czech Republic, because Benzina has many sites in the whole country. As I said, there are rollovers, there are jet washes, and there are now newly also tunnel car washes. We have by now we have 48,000 users in our application in Czech Republic, which is already some number. So you may already know us because you may already use one of our application. We have solutions for B2C and also for B2B segments. They are slightly different products for these segments. And this is what I want to also show in next slides. Here are our application. On the video, you saw the application Mitsi-Digilinka, which was specially made and branded for Benzina. This application only contains all Benzina sites. There is second application called SuperOperator, and the difference between those applications is that SuperOperator contains all the networks, all the car washes. No, it's not. So there are all the brands. So here there are also MOL sites. There are also IMO sites. So here you can find all the digitalized car washes. The third screen shows how looks the connection of 4 different services at one site. This is the example of Praha Argentinská site, and by the application you can launch car wash, jet wash, car mat cleaner, vacuum cleaner, and everything is taken out of your credit card, so you don't need to pay cash. So what are the main benefits for users? Of course, this is the very new and modern and smart way how to use the car wash. And I also want to speak about safety, because it's really safe to stay in your car. You don't need to go to the cashier, you don't need to communicate, you don't need to take any money to your hand. So this is very convenient. What is also good that you see online stream of the queue camera. So you can, before you even go to the car wash, you can follow from the application if there is a queue, and if there is a queue, you select other car wash. So this is something, some feature that customers really like. You save money with application because usually our partners are providing better prices in application. This is the case of Benzina, where with application you save significant money. They are stable campaigns or stable discounts, and also there are some campaigns. So there comes with for example 4 days of this 30% discount on some car wash program.
Yeah, sorry for interrupting, but we need to sum it up if you can, like.
We need to be quick. I need to be quicker.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've already hit the 15 minutes.
Okay, so I will go very quickly. This is what it's a normal customer. Then this is also the perfect tool for fleet management for companies, because you can control all the washes in your fleet. You can also set up the different. You can set up to each license plate a number of washes per year or month, so you can control how many programs each car is using. There is also the possibility of automatic start, so you don't even need to use the application. So whenever your car go to the car wash, the program starts itself. Of course, we are providing detailed reporting for companies, and the big advantage is that there is one price for all the network. Here is just to show our reference, because we already, it's more than 1 year that ČEZ fleet cars are using super operator service, and they are very satisfied with us. Here is the latest interview with the manager Lukáš Noga, who is responsible for car washing of ČEZ. And I also wanted to mention that we are not only the car washing, but our application has also the feature of smart booking, which is now connected, for example. So in the application itself, you can book and see the availability of other services. Here is the example of hand washing, manual washing. So the same car wash with the jet washes, they are also providing hand washing cleaning. So in the application, you see the available dates and times, and you can book to the exact time and date. We are at the beginning of the service, so this is something that will come in the future, and we would like to develop this more and also invite more partners to this feature. And it doesn't need to be related to the car washing. It can be all services. And in the future, I think it can be hairdresser, it can be, I don't know, whatever. Thai massage.
Great. Thank you very much. Sorry, I need to interrupt you so we can get at least to a few questions, if you don't mind.
Okay.
To move on. We have a question from the audience, which is like, what's in it for car wash service providers? I think we can understand what does it bring to the customer. The easier way to find a free car washer, but what's the advantage for the companies, let's say? And
it's meant for the companies for the who has the car.
Yeah, like Benzina and MOL and whatsoever. What does it bring them? I can imagine that maybe, like most of the time there are queues at the car washers, so maybe it's easier to spread the customers to different locations.
Yes,
to maybe get more customers.
Yes, it's definitely one advantage. Another advantage is what I said, that it's a perfect marketing tool because they can communicate with customers now that they even didn't know the customer before or with the normal usage. So now they know the customer and they can communicate. They can target better. They can also use all different kind of marketing tools like discounts, first wash discount. For example, now in Benzina, if you go and wash your car for the first with Benzina application, all the car wash programs cost you 49 crowns. So there are many, many tools for the owner of the network. So they can also, this is the saturation, this is the question of saturation of the car wash. So they also can spread this peak hours, and also the saturation is not 100% all the time. So this is the tool how to get more customers, definitely.
Perfect.
And also the statistics and reports and these things.
Yeah, to have a data, that's
the data,
of course, important in
yes.
smart solutions. Helena, thank you very much for your presentation, for your time.
Thank you. You're welcome.
You've mentioned the camera system at the car washers, so you can check if the place is free or if there is a queue and you will have to wait, or you should find some other place to wash your car, which is again a nice queue line for our next guest, because we're going to talk about cameras, about the power of the video in cities and transportation. We have a very special guest here today. We have Nikola Genchev from Milestone company, who will talk about the importance of having a network of cameras all around the city and how to use this network. So, Nikola, we're glad you made it, and the stage is yours.
Hello, everybody. I'm happy to be here. Thank you very much to Leah and the team for organizing this, and to Lenka from the Trade Council that because she very quickly make the link with you. I will start my presentation by saying thank you also to everybody who stay till the lunchtime. My name is Nikola Genchev, and my role is a distribution channel manager in the Milestone system. I'm covering Central and Eastern Europe, and I'm part of the big sales team, which is dedicated for the Czech and Slovakia. And we're looking for a lot of business opportunities. We already have a few successful projects in Czech, and I will be happy to share what is Milestone with you, and then I will try to be very quick and to stay open for questions. Basically, Milestone is a video management software. Maybe it's good to start the video now and then I can continue.
Protecting people, property, and your business takes a good eye for pitfalls, patterns, and possibilities. Milestone Systems delivers video management solutions that make sense of what a camera can see. Across the globe, we secure buildings, companies, and cities, large and small, from parking lots to parliaments, from supermarkets to seaports. The Milestone community provides you with solutions, drawing attention to problem areas and opportunities to strengthen security, improve customer experiences, and reduce costs. With our open platform and technology partners, you get unsurpassed flexibility and freedom of choice in everything, from cameras to IoT sensors, to create a solution tailored to your plans and pain points. Your solution can go far beyond video and far beyond security in ways that make a difference for people, the environment, and your bottom line. Let's take a look at your world together.
I didn't hear it, so I think I should start now. And Milestone is like the glue. It is a foundation, the link between the video cameras, video surveillance, and the smart world we would like to live in future. Now we're talking about 5Gs, about Internet of Things, sensors, automations in the public transport, everything. So with our platform, you can link all those streams of signals and create and trigger events and alarms, and also to learn from the past and to improve and optimize. You can see some numbers on the slides. We are operating in 150 countries and more. We are a big team of 900 people every day growing. And the most important here is to share that we have 3,500 technology partners. This means company which are bringing the innovation, the new ideas of face recognition, queue management, people counting, companies which are doing internet sensors, Internet of Things, gadgets, and everything. We have more than 10,000 supported devices and 500,000 installations. We are part of Canon Group, and with more than 20 years of experience, I proudly can say that Milestone is the leader in the VMS industry in Europe and not only. In Milestone, we have a very strong culture. It is people-oriented, and this is one of our principles in doing business, in doing innovation, in everything. It's called people first. We are using this value in our daily work with our technology partners and customers, everyone. We are deeply motivated to create a safer and smarter experience for all of us on a daily basis. You will see some examples in a few minutes. In the cities, in the public transport, in the nature, we can improve and learn so many new things, observing the video and optimizing it. This is the reason, because we're open to create a Milestone Marketplace. Milestone Marketplace is just like an Android store and iOS store, where you can find the best and most innovative solution which you are looking for. For example, you are a Czech company which is doing people counting analytics or access control for buildings or something for the hospitals. You can use our open SDK to integrate your solution with our video management system. You go to the marketplace, register, apply for a technology partner, and your product can be sold through all around the world. And with this, first, we believe that we help our technology partners to expand their business. In the same time, we're giving the opportunity to the end customers to have the best possible solution and not to be a hostage. And if they made a bad decision 2 years ago, now to stay with this decision, they can easily change and they can find another application and another solution. I'm giving another good example. You are a small retail store and you're thinking to have people counting. You can want to add your fire detection. You can, if you have parking, you can link this parking with the LPR system. And when a customer comes, you see the car, you open the barrier, you say, "Thank you, Mr. X. We are happy to see you in our entity." And this will make your business successful and will make us, the people who are using the businesses, much more satisfied on a daily basis. In the end, you can see if this person is happy when he leaves the store or if he's not happy. And all these things is integrated, and you just have to find the right software application to install it and to link it with your standard video surveillance system. We are working with all of the cameras which are popular in Europe and not only. Every solution in the marketplace is tested and you don't have to worry, it will work and it will be supported. So with this, we guarantee you better experience. I will share just some few logos We are having very strong presence in the city surveillance, in the logistics, in the industry, in the banking. It's for those logos, we have case studies for them, and if you have interest, I can give you more details. But we are not limited only to 10 cities. We have great installations all around the world with interesting projects. For example, in Sofia, we have, because we are the we have central monitoring in Sofia, but also we have border protection as part of European Union. We are the last country, and there are some nice integrations protecting Europe. But I can share more details after this. We have hospitality successful stories with big chains like Hyatt, Radisson, Hilton. In retail business, like a Nordic company, we are working, of course, with IKEA, with Jyske, and there we have nice integrations where you can link your payment on the cashier with the camera. And if you search for something, for example, sofa, you can very quickly find all sofas which are sold today and to find the right person or something which you are searching for. So, knowing all of these possibilities, I'm just showing this, not sure how you react. For me, this is just a closed door. And back to 2020, still the most recorded object for video surveillance is just a closed door. And my goal and the goal of my colleagues is to change this. We can create so many benefits if we use the hardware and the software together. Once you link your access control, for example, the fire detection, parking, you can really profit for old style security installation. All these cameras, they are generating a lot of data, 1.6 exabytes of data each day, and only 10% of this data gets analyzed. And we see here the opportunity. With modern video technology, we can increase the number of analyzed data, so you can get better and more reliable insights about your operations and convert this data into faster actionable insights and better decisions. In your case, this can help to address where people like to run, where it is nice to have cycling line. All this will be based on the people behavior instead of some experts staying in the room and making architecture plans. And we have many, many interesting projects. I will share few of them. For example, we are using video in the Churchill town. This is a very small town, only 1,000 people live there, on the northeastern border in Canada. It is known as the polar bear capital. Every year, more than 10,000 people visit this small town to observe the polar bears. But due to climate change, polar bears now are forced to hunt and go closer to the city, closer to the populated areas, and city managers face this issue. They wanted somehow to protect the visitors, the people who live there, and to reduce some kind of cost, because if it is winter, you cannot have 10 cars to patrol and drive and observe if somebody is coming or the bear is hungry. What solution they found was Milestone team up with a partner, NMS Security. They are helping the polar bears internationally, and they deployed a unique camera and radar solution to help the city of Churchill to keep the citizens safer. At the same time, they are having special distance from each other, people from the polar bears. And this is helping nature and is helping people. The advantages of this is they have more available resources, human resources. They don't have to worry about the weather condition. what time of the day it is. Should we go in the dark to search for polar bears, or should we stay in the control room observing everything and sharing the information with the municipality? This is just one. For me, it is very interesting.
Yeah. Sorry, we had, at least I had a little glitch in the connection, but hopefully it's okay again.
Okay, I'm in the office with the network cable.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry for interrupting.
No, it's okay. Another areas where you can use this video and to optimize our daily tasks, let's say. Okay, you can ensure animal welfare, but we can track the migration of the fish, of the birds. Now with these solar parks and wind turbine, you know, some of and many times there are birds which is crossing the yard, and this is not a good thing to put the electricity in front of the nature. So with similar solutions, we can have so better experience and to be so just to be better persons and to change the world in this positive direction. Another story is about the environment. Of course, you can monitor erosion, study forest conditions. We can set up weather cameras and to link in with, for example, in Bulgaria, what we did. In winters, we have very bad air. It is it's very polluted. And of course, as every city, we have some neighborhoods which are more poor than others. So the municipality decided to build a tower. On this tower, we have Internet of Things sensors, which are checking the weather, the FPC, the small parts which are not healthy, the smoke. We have camera, heat detection, everything installed. And this is monitored from a warm and nice control room, and you don't have to stay there and to send patrols. And you know all the time if somebody is trying to make a fire from trash, to burn some old tires, and this is giving benefit to the whole neighborhood and the whole city, reducing the air pollution and taking care of our lungs. This is a very nice example which I always like to share and to promote, because with small hardware gadgets you can really change the daily issues we are seeing. I know most of you today are talking about cars, electricity, and future of auto in general. So, of course, Milestone has a lot of installations in tunnels. We're optimizing traffic and safety and fuel, critical locations in our country. But in the end, I will share something which is very good, and I know the police in some cities are doing. When you have cameras all around the city, you can create a filter and to show you all the wrong U-turns or all the wrong left turns or all the bad behavior of the drivers with a filter, single filter from our system. You just have to create it, then it is filtered, and then you can see how people behave on this street or on this circle. And then you can decide what to do. You can change, you can put new signs, you can create a pedestrian streets, and you can optimize the city on the way that people will be safe. In the same time, traffic and cars will be able to travel freely without traffic jams and big queues. This will provide an accurate data, and it will optimize the outcome. After COVID and these lockdowns, what we see is that the buildings are somehow so quickly adapt to this. In our building, they installed a touchless access control when you put your hand and the door is opening. And this is protecting me to spread the virus from one side, but it's also, I don't have to take my card. I don't want to have something in my pockets. And this is just a small example how the buildings can improve the experience of persons every day. Another example is in schools, universities, public building, hospitals. You can detect if people are coming to the parking. You can open the barrier. Then you can advise where to. You can share the information on such kind of applications and to tell how many free parking slots you have right now, because the camera is always there and always knows how many cars are there. So you know this place and this place are free. So you're just sending the data to the driver and he's parking. And with this, of course, the end result is managing queues. You can count people, you can detect the temperature, and many other nice outcomes can come from this. Because, for example, if you're a hospital or a public building where we pay taxes and just small camera, which is every building has such, they can track your emotions and face if you want and if they want. And in the end, they can tell, okay, today we have 100 visitors who pay the tax in the county, but only 5 of them were having smile when they end of the building. So maybe the experience or something is not good. So we can optimize this. And this is happening with your current infrastructure. You just have to link your infrastructure to the Milestone platform, install some nice software analytics, which you need for the city, for the traffic, for the business, and gain the benefits of this smart world.
Sorry, Nico, for interrupting, but we were running a little bit out of time, and we have a few questions
this
there.
Is my last. Yeah, good. Let's start with the question. This is my last slide, actually. So, like a summary, I wanted to say just that the video surveillance and camera business and video management softwares is not only used for security anymore. It was 5 years ago, we had this camera for security reason. Now we can use these cameras in video content and to create hundreds of opportunities, mixing safety and business intelligence. I am ready. You can ask all your questions.
Perfect. Thank you very much. We actually have questions following your few last slides, because basically so the audience is asking, like, what would you recommend to a city which already has some cameras? Like, how can the city make a better use of it with your software? You mentioned a few of
I know what you mean. Basically, on our website, you can check if these cameras are already supported by us, which means you can have 100 cameras installed, and there, if there, for example, I will comment few brands like Axis, Hanwha, Bosch, all those international brands, we are working with them. So their cameras very easily can be connected to our system. And then you can have the opportunity to observe all those cameras. For example, if you have Axis cameras and Bosch cameras, you are not able to monitor the video in the same software, so you should select the VMS. If you choose Milestone, of course, we can help you to create some kind of alarms, events, which will trigger better experience.
Yeah, so basically, it's not unusual that these equipments comes in waves. One year you have a few cameras. In the next 5 years, you might get a different kind of camera, and you have to.
Yes. Yeah. I will give you one quick example. In Palma de Mallorca, public transport is having cameras to confirm the transaction with your debit card when you buy the ticket, because during summer there are many tourists there. So they started with few buses. Then they expand the system to 400 buses in all the islands. And it is very flexible solution which can start from your current installation. You don't have to change everything. You just have to optimize it and to, yeah.
Okay. Nikola, thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the great examples.
Thank you very much for your time and patience, and wish you a good day ahead, and feel free to reach me for more questions.
Perfect. Okay, I really want to thank all the people watching this event. We were really glad that we could give you these good examples of practice. If you missed something or you've joined us like during the event, don't worry about that. We've recorded all the sessions, and they will be cut and published later as a separate presentations. So look it up. Follow the Nordic Chamber of Commerce in Czech Republic, and we will deliver the content later. So thanks again. I think it was really interesting to hear all the thoughts from all over not only Nordic countries, of course, also from Czech producers and whatsoever. We will see how the market will grow here in Czech Republic. We've seen that at least the public transport is really on rise. The e-mobility market here. So let's follow that. Let's follow it in some other events. Thank you very much for watching this Sustainable Business and Circular Economy series, or the part smart cities, smart mobility. I just going to repeat that it was brought to you by Nordic Chamber of Commerce in Czech Republic, Association of Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises and Crafts, and Confederation of Industry of Czech Republic, in collaboration with the embassies of Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Finland, and Iceland here in Prague. So thank you very much, all of you. Thanks to all the partners, thanks to all the speakers. It was really honored to have you here. So hopefully see you soon, maybe live or at some other online conference. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Have a nice day.